You're not ready for what's coming in this week's episode.
We're kicking things off with this.
But then it sounds like it, because then the mum's going, don't make it into an issue. Like, I'd be like, what are you saying? No, this boils my piss. I don't like this.
Well, I'm going to give the best advice here. Thrive on life and forget about them. Forget about them. Move on.
Did he say what I thought he said?
So I decided that I'll f*** it once more before I throw it out and get a new one. Worst mistake I've ever made. I begin to feel a strange, wrinkly sensation.
Oh no.
What happened?
If you think that's crazy, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Oh Jesus, he's falling around the gap.
Do you think I come up the line in a bubble?
I know where I'm putting Debbie's sauce.
Hang on, can I submit my confession?
Hello, and welcome to the Dinner for Two. That is episode 69. This is Me in the Middle podcast, the podcast that blends Irish and British banter, bringing you chaotic laughs, bizarre confessionals, and a whole lot of questionable life advice. I'm James, the keeper of confessions and proof that oversharing is cheaper than therapy. I'm joined by Rachel. She gives advice like she gives affection, loud, unsolicited, and after 3 gins. Next up, there's Jake. He reads the headlines, so you don't have to. Mainly because he's banned from the comment sections. And last but not least, we have Danny, our coastal queen with a heart of gold and the emotional stability of a dropped souffle. Welcome, guys. Welcome back.
Hello.
No fuck-ups on this intro compared to last week because Jake had a bit of a mare and he didn't really like the buzzer sound.
No. That's giving me PTSD, that is now. Thanks.
It was
Oh,
just
for
my
fuck's
face
sake, Jake.
after every take.
Yeah, your face was just dropping as we were going along, Danny, and I apologise for that.
And we didn't use all of the outtakes there. There was a whole load more.
There was a
ready
lot
for the
more. That
bonus
was only
episode.
half of it.
But that's part of the fun of
just one
doing a
segment.
podcast.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
eternity later.
We will have to do like an outtakes.
I think so.
Just whack it out on the socials because
Blippers.
I'm telling you, we crack ourselves laughing like we are in stitches, crying. And I only can imagine that people listening or watching would also be doing the same thing. If they
Yeah.
could
What
just see all
about
these
the
blippers.
Millennium Pause video, the TikTok one that we put up? If you haven't seen it, go check out our TikTok, podcast.me in the middle, and look at the Millennium Pause video.
I think we're all guilty of it. Not
Yeah,
just
we
Danny.
We are. Whoever made it did us dirty,
when
though.
Rachel... That was me. I'd never forget, though, when Rachel did a Millennium Pause before playing her buzzer. So she went and then pressed play.
I don't remember that.
It was a couple of episodes back.
Yeah. We may have
God.
left that
I
in.
called you out on it.
I was probably getting excited over like trying to hit the buzzer. I was like, I hit the buzzer.
Well, it's
Oh,
good to
no.
see you again, Rach.
I know. Hola. I'm back.
Yeah. Hola.
Yeah.
Hola.
Making our once a month appearance.
Shut up.
At this rate, you may as well be
I
a
can't
guest.
talk. Yeah,
You're
I
a
guess.
friends of.
I can't talk, though.
If it was Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you'd be a friend of the podcast.
Oh, yeah. It's just friend off, darling. Friend off.
Well, I won't be here for next week, so you're going to have to make do with Rachel instead of me.
One in, one out. What are we doing?
Hello.
Sure.
Look, we'll hold the fault, Danny. It's fine. We've got it.
Living our best lives.
Part-timers.
I know. Well, talking of people that aren't part-timers, what about the Pope? Got a new Pope?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Pope Leo. First American Pope as well.
Papa Americano.
Yeah, the white smoke did plume from the Vatican.
Yes.
There should have been fireworks and everything.
I'm sure there will be in
Yeah,
time.
Did you see the shot of when the smoke was like exhuming out of the chimney? There was a seagull right in front of the camera, in between the camera and the chimney, just right in front. Everyone thought that there was a new seagull elected.
Did it die?
No,
don't
it
know.
didn't. No, it was just stood
Passive
beside it.
smoking. Smoke blown.
Oh dear.
New Pope's on the vape.
Yeah.
Oh. He's American, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's
He
why I
is from
said
Chicago.
Papa Americano.
I thought the Pope had to be Italian.
No.
No.
Wasn't the
Pope
last one
Francis was-
Argentinian?
Yeah, and Pope Francis was Polish.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if there was like
Not
a
Francis,
Pope from
John
a
Paul.
council estate?
Well, you say that. I did see a TikTok. I don't know whether it was real or somebody just messing around, but it was this girl on TikTok recording the live reaction of the Pope getting elected and turns to her mom. And apparently her mom dated the Pope, or it was a little like situationship back in the day. And like was just
No.
screaming,
I saw
"Oh
that.
my God, my mom's ex is the Pope."
No
I don't know,
way.
we'll have to fact check that one.
Oh.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone put Pope Leo up front in Papa Fanta. Oh, Fanta Papa, not Papa Fanta.
Papa
What is with
Fanta.
you, Jake? Are you getting your words around the right way?
Fanta
I'm
Papa.
just a mess.
He's Yoda.
I am.
Speak backwards, he
Never mind,
does.
Off a flip
Never
side,
mind,
good Jack.
James.
Off flip.
Never mind James and Rachel going on holiday. I need a holiday.
Who says they were on holiday?
Jake's a robot.
Yeah,
It's
I'm just
malfunction.
here. I'm just AI.
Papa Americano. Sorry, I can't get that out of my head now. Just thinking of in-betweeners. Because you see the new Pope coming in, he's like, Papa Americano. Do, 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 do. He's assigned into the fucking Vatican. Do, 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 do. Oh,
Well,
God.
congratulations, Pope Leo. We wish you all the best.
Yeah, congrats.
Especially if you're listening. This week on Have You Heard, we're talking all things eerie coincidences. Thanks, James.
I have to get you again, Jake.
I'm getting shudders from last week. Thank you.
You
Thanks.
made it.
I know. I'm on the steps to recovery. Thanks for help.
That program.
But we're talking all things eerie coincidences, and we all like a conspiracy theory or two on the podcast, and I know the listeners do as well. So the one that I've got is linked with the two presidents of America, Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy, and just how their assassinations are connected by dates and numbers and specific facts. So are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So they were both elected to Congress in years ending in 46. So Lincoln was in 1846 and JFK was in 1946.
Right.
And then they were both elected president in years ending in 60. So Lincoln was in 1860 and Kennedy was in 1960.
Ooh.
And one of them, like this, you probably could pick fault with this connection because it's just a coincidence, general coincidence. They both lost a child during the presidency. But more importantly, when it comes to the assassination, they were both shot in the head on the Friday. Worst time to be shot in the head when you're ready for the weekend.
Not your ideal Friday.
No.
Best day to get head.
Hey.
What?
And then, so the assassins that killed them both, they both had three names. So one was John Wilkes Booth, and the other one was Lee Harvey Oswald. But then when we go back to the connections with numbers, because we all like a number connection,
Oh.
Lincoln was in box number 7 at Ford's Theatre, and Kennedy rode in the 7th car of his motorcade.
Give over.
But wasn't he in a Ford as well?
Oh, yeah.
Kennedy was in a Ford car. So there's that.
I think people are looking
So-
way too.
So
deep
Abraham
into
Lincoln was in the Ford Theatre, and then when he died, and John F. Kennedy was in a Ford
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Right.
Both linked with the number 7s.
and they were
unlucky number
both
7.
male.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you believe
You're
it?
just a hater, Danny.
But what about is
know.
number 7? Is number 7 actually unlucky?
No, it's lucky number 7.
Was it?
Oh, lucky,
But,
right?
yeah.
Well, I don't think so.
Well,
in
not
that
for
situation.
Yeah.
no, not for them. But then in the aftermath of the assassinations, both assassins were killed before trial, which is probably a high likely chance of it happening just because you have people that are passionate. But then the successors to those that of the presidency were both had the surname Johnson. So Andrew Johnson for Lincoln and Lyndon B. Johnson for Kennedy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
And they
there's
both had a Johnson.
But you not think people look into this far too much and then they just
Yes.
pull out like everything and they look it up and then they dwell on it and then they're like, oh my God, that matches that and that matches this and this matches that. And oh,
I'm with you, Rach,
like-
on
I
that.
love all that,
Do
though.
you
a
know-
lot can be said about a lot of things, though. Like when it comes to numbers, people do look into it a lot, but it's how you perceive things and facts. because I've got a couple of other instances where you could either say it's coincidence or it's just
It's
But that
facts.
is it. It's just coincidence.
It's coincidence when it's one or two, but not when it's a line of things all connecting.
But you could. But that's because
series.
people are like going even further with it. It
But
probably
they just
did
love
just
that.
stop at a couple of coincidences, but the more you go into it, it's like that film, the number 23.
Yeah.
You can just keep going and going and going and find things for everything.
But it's whenever you notice it, it becomes like predominantly and stuck in the front of your brain. So that's what you'll notice first, because then you're going to be looking for it, like because it's right in the front of your brain. You can see it, so you'll be thinking about it all the time.
Yeah, like if you ever looking to buy a new car and you've never seen them on the road, but then when you looked at that car, that's all you see on the road, and you see 10s, 20s of them.
But you don't see a red car anymore. You see a red car everywhere, but you don't see a red car.
Yeah.
Now
I
I've said
thought
it.
it was yellow cars.
Oh, yellow cars if you
Yellow
punch someone,
car.
don't you?
And what's the red car situation?
Just you see red cars everywhere, but you don't now.
I see red cars.
Do you?
Yeah, I
See,
see red
I'm not-
cars, blue cars, black cars, white cars.
Just predominantly red cars though. But I do have a couple more conspiracy theories / coincidences. So this one is linked to deaths of presidents. So
Presidents.
this one's the curse of Tippecanoe. And it's all-
Who?
Tippecanoe.
Typical who?
So it's all linked with years ending in 0. I know what you're thinking, Danny. We're thinking too much into this, but no. We've got some facts here that are... It's a weird coincidence in just the numerical order. So every US president that's been elected in the year ending in 0 from 1840 to 1960 died in office.
Like in the White House.
Apart from... Yeah,
Ooh.
while they were serving. Apart from Ronald Reagan, who was elected in 1980, and George Bush...
Everyone then.
Well, they've had a near death. So George Bush was in 2000, and they both survived in assassination attempts, and that broke the pattern.
Assassination.
Do you want to know a fun
Just the
fact
way-
about the White House? It was designed by an Irish person.
Was it?
Oh, give over. Take a day off, James.
I know. Freaking Irish Sally over there. Irish Ian. Big fucking Irish Ian over there. I'm Irish. Everybody's Irish. I'm Irish.
Sorry, Irish listeners. I love you.
Sorry.
Well, the final one that has an Irish connection.
Oh, yes!
Right.
Well,
Right.
not
Listen
an
in, Sally. Right, like, come on.
not quite an
Liz.
Irish connection, but if you watch the film Titanic, there was Irish people on board. That's the loose connection. So the Titanic.
Are you being serious?
What?
There was Irish people. Of course, there was Irish people on board.
because of
the
Belfast.
Titanic.
Most of the survivors
Yes.
were Irish because they were all pissed drunk and their blood was thinned out so they didn't freeze.
What a coincidence!
I know, but this isn't linked with the Irish connection.
Oh,
No, that wasn't. That was too much of an obvious connection. And you were thinking, Danny, you've won the argument here, but not quite this time.
we'll see.
So the Titanic and it was predicted that it was going to sink in a novel that predated it by 14 years earlier. So in 1898, 14 years before the Titanic sank, a book was written called Futility, also named as Wreck of the Titan. And this Titan was a luxury liner that struck an iceberg and sank in the North Atlantic. And both ships were described as unsinkable, and they both lacked enough lifeboats and went down in April.
What? Hold on a
Well,
minute.
that ship was called Titan. Not
Titan,
Titanic.
yeah.
This not like your man. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he predicted everything.
Nostradamus.
Him.
Hem.
I just.
Hem there.
I think that could be an episode in itself, just doing the whole debunking Nostradamus's.
So- Is that not like part of that then?
No, this was
is he
just
not-
fiction. This was just a fictional novel,
It wasn't
and
meant
it was
to be
just
a prediction, I don't think. It was just a novel that coincidentally ended up becoming fact.
Right. Okay. Well, but you know what I'm talking about. Like he predicted
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
But go,
and a
So
lot
that
of
could
it
be
did
the
come
same,
true.
or is it?
But going back to the coincidences with age, dates of births and times, I think I mentioned on the podcast before that I was born in 1992. My auntie was born in 72, my mum in 62, and my granddad in 42, and we're all left-handed. That is a bit of a coincidence
Wow.
too.
Oh, here we go.
What a coincidence!
You're
Dance.
such a hater.
Surely
Let's dance.
But surely the left-handed thing could be genetics.
It could be, but my dad is
I'm
born in
left-handed.
60. My dad is born in 65. My brother is born in 95, and they're both right-handed.
Okay, it just could be that
And they're
births were
both male.
planned.
And it could be a coincidence.
Yeah.
That's what I said it was. That's what he opened with. A coincidence with years.
Yeah, but not freaky dicky Dutch carry-ons. People
The
are...
only thing I do think is weird, right, is where the Simpson does all the predictions.
Yeah.
They've gotten a lot of it.
That is weird.
Yeah. And they were saying that's just a coincidence, but come on.
But even
There's
right down,
someone on the
there's
inside.
a lot.
right down to that clip of Donald Trump becoming president and him coming down the escalator, and that exact scene happened. And if you even look in the background, there's a kid with a sign in The Simpsons as he's going down the escalator, and as he's going down, the sign falls to the ground, and that actually happened like 10 years later in the clip of him going down the escalator.
You sure that's not AI?
No, it was like
See,
it was
this is
a
what I'm
listed
thinking.
episode.
You know, sometimes when you see these on like TikTok, because they did a round like last year, didn't they? Or these coincidences of like what the Simpsons predicted. You just think anyone can create these now with AI. And so once an event happens, they just create it, and they're so good at creating it.
I know.
Who knows? But yeah. So that I just thought we'd
Is it
have a bit
real?
of a coincidence of a have you heard this week?
Well, I
Yeah.
don't believe it.
Okay. Well, if you want to comment on whether you believe it or not, you can leave a comment right below on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. But don't forget to leave us also a comment on YouTube and let us know what you think.
It's that time again for Agony Aunt with me. Yes, Rachel. That's right. I'm back with your weekly dose of dirty dilemmas and saucy solutions. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Are you ready?
No.
Yes.
Go on.
All right then. Log off. See you later. Bye. You don't have to listen. Shut up. My sister stole my fiance and my sanity.
Oh.
Bitch.
See, you missed that, James. You took your headphones off.
You're not loud. I can hear you through them.
Dear Agony Aunt Rachel, so plot twist. My fiance is now my sister's boyfriend. Yes, you read that right. After 5 years of love, commitment and shared Netflix accounts, my man decided to side quest with my own flesh and blood.
Side quest.
2 months before our wedding, no less.
Oh.
Yeah. My sister swears it just happened.
No.
Like he tripped and fell into her life.
Oh, like, I thought you
Now
were going to
they're
say something else.
Yeah.
Now they're playing happy couple. While I'm left crying into my wedding decorations, my mum says, don't make this a big deal. I say, where's Judge Judy whenever you need her? Do I slash tires or move on with grace? Asking for a friend and myself and my sanity.
No, I'm thinking
Her mum said it's no big deal.
Her mum said it's no big deal.
Wow.
when
I know.
if it comes down to her, the sister now getting married to the ex-fiance, at least she doesn't have to look for something borrowed.
No.
James.
Oh my God. This is like Shakespeare though. And like Shakespeare meets Real Housewives. I'm so sorry. Like they have to be a cast without the
This
auditions.
is
But like,
awful.
oh, it's terrible.
Like,
First of all, though, do not slash any tires. Unless you really want the reality show to be is the Orange is the New Black.
slash
Like,
those fucking tires, smash all
Do
the
not.
windows, everything. Like,
what would
that's
you do?
well out of order.
That is out of
Isn't
order.
it?
Like, blood is surely like, well, I'd say blood is thicker than water. I know it's not in all cases, but it should be. But like the sister, I mean, come on.
Like she already knows that she's going
You
with
just
him.
don't do that.
And they're getting
So-
married.
I think, I mean, I may be wrong, but it seems like that there's obviously been an affair or something that's happened.
Family affair.
Feelings have been made. But you can't do that to your own sister. You cannot do that unless they're not close as a family.
Well, this is it. You never know.
But then it sounds like it because then the mum's going, don't make it into an issue. Like I'd be like, what are you saying?
I wonder if they knew about it.
They could be.
Well, she
I know,
wants
'cause-
to.
They could be Amish. They could be. They could be Stepford sisters now.
No, this boils my piss. I don't like this.
Well, I'm going to give the best advice here. Time for you to glow up, level up, book a solo trip, do whatever you want, block, delete, and just thrive on life and forget about them. Forget about them. Move on.
And slash those fucking times.
All right, carry Underwood.
He's ready for the next one?
Yeah.
This
I
one's
don't know if I am. I'm still not over that one.
this one's
Then
a
he's
little
got the
bit
blade in his hand.
traumatizing too.
Oh,
My husband has a bonus baby.
I thought you were going to
Oh,
say something else.
So did I.
Dear Agony Aunt Rachel, please help me. 12 years of marriage, 2 kids, and surprise, my husband has an off-menu child I never knew about. A woman DM'd me saying, hey, your husband is my baby daddy. And my first thought was, wow, scammers are getting creative.
I was thinking that.
Then I saw the picture. The child is my husband's clone with cheekbones.
Sure, it's not AI. Could
He confessed after 2 days with a sweat of sweaty denial. Says it was just a one-time slip-up when he was in a dark place. I'm in a dark place too, called What the Actual Hell. I don't know whether to say... I don't know whether to stay for the kids, run for the hills, or enroll them in a How to Not Ruin Your Marriage class. What advice can you give me?
It definitely wasn't a one-time slip-up. It was more like a
Slip
one-time
in.
slip in.
I don't think so. That was a massive plot twist there, like, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How old is the baby?
18.
Well, 9 years too late.
Oh, it's 9 years
mean-
old.
Oh, 9 years
Yeah.
old the baby
Yeah,
is.
I mean,
Oh,
the
Jesus.
audacity to
mean-
just tuck the whole bonus baby into your marriage and like a forgotten sock.
I mean, that's 9 years ago, so that is a long time ago. I mean, if it was like something fairly recent and it was like only 9 months a
Yeah.
year ago, I feel like that would be different because, it's recent.
But you're 12
9
years
years.
married, like, you know them. You're married, you've got kids.
Yeah.
And then this bonus baby just comes along like, oh yeah, I've got a baby, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a hard
baby
thing
from-
to have to deal with.
A previous...
And you should definitely give him shit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully, like, you still have a really good relationship with your husband and it's all good. And maybe
Yeah.
you can have a relationship now with that child.
I know, would you not like to, like, your kids and that child to meet as well and actually, like, have brothers and sisters that can be a big happy
But
family?
that's also, like, quite
Maybe.
vindictive of that person to reach out after 9 years.
Yeah, not to say anything
Maybe
beforehand.
there's, like, a reason for why she's done that. I don't
It's a
know.
lot. Like, that's
Imagine if
9
they're in
years.
the same school.
That's 9 years of hiding child support if he's paying.
Yeah.
A jealous ex.
Yeah. Do
All
hear
right.
from a lot of women, don't we, in your...
We do hear
Yeah.
from a lot of women in our agony aunts, so if there is any guys out there that want to share any of their
come on,
stories,
boys.
please let us know because it is all anonymous and I will not be telling who it is. Are you ready for the last one?
Yes.
Yes.
This one's interesting. I'm in love with my best friend's wife and I'm one wine away from telling her. Dear Agony Aunt Rachel, what am I going to do? Okay, so I'm in love with my best friend's wife. Boom, there it is. Josh and I have been bros since dorm days. But somewhere along the line, I started catching major feelings for Chloe. His Chloe. She's smart, gorgeous, laughs at my bad jokes, and looks at me sometimes like she knows. Nothing's ever happened, but the tension could cut grass. Now, I feel the villain in the soap opera. Do I ghost to both of them and join a monastery? Or confess everything in a wildly inappropriate heart-to-heart and hope for the best?
You're sincerely
man
Pope
Or
Leo.
situation.
I thought it was anonymous.
That's what I was thinking when I heard
It
Chloe.
is.
Chloe.
They changed the
It is
names.
anonymous, and I just put different names in just to cover it up there. Okay, so it is anonymous.
And to clarify, any coincidences, we've been talking about coincidences, and if there's a couple that are that name, it's not you.
It's not you. Well,
So there's
it
two
sounds like the
different-
Notebook. You know, the
Yeah.
Notebook, whenever she like falls in love with someone else and he goes away and then comes back.
Yeah.
Oh,
It depends on what the outcome is that you want. Because look, if you come clean about it, you need to be ready for how that situation might turn out.
yeah.
I don't think it's going to be comfortable.
No.
I know. What do you do
Well-
there, like?
All I've got is the song Jesse's Girl stuck in my head now.
Jesse's girl. Why?
Because he's in love with Jesse's girl. Why can't a guy find a girl like her?
I'm glad you cleared that up, Jake. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, that's me singing it.
There's plenty more fish in the sea.
Yeah.
Like, just move past it.
But the thing is, I wouldn't say anything because if she doesn't know that you like her either, that's just mega awkward. It's not like it's verging on an affair.
But like,
And
if
so
he's
just
saying
keep
he
quiet.
feels that tension between, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe there is a tension there. Maybe there is something that, I don't know.
Yeah, sexual tension.
Do you lose, like, do you lose your best friend or do you lose your dignity? What do you do there?
Someone's going to lose out here.
My advice is, if you really like her, and I know it's maybe bro code, maybe just don't.
No.
Maybe just don't, and just try and keep your feelings out of it. Be friends with your mate, and maybe just don't.
It's called respect.
Spell it out for them, Danny.
Trust. Damn right.
RESPECT. Yeah.
It's just dilemmas.
Dilemmas,
Dirty
dirty dilemmas,
dilemmas.
saucy dilemmas. Well, that's all for this week. We'll be back next week, and maybe there'll be men that will have some
come on,
stories.
fellas.
Come on, lads. Let's hear it.
Well, there's 73% of our audience that listen to this podcast are men.
Yeah.
So come on, write into Rachel at meetinthemiddlepod.com. Let us deal with your dilemmas and
Don't be
saucy
scared.
situations.
Don't be scared. It's just
We'll
me. I
give you
don't
good
bite.
advice. Yep, it is time for...
What the fuck?
That's right. What the fact with me, Danny, where we uncover the truth behind life's most puzzling questions, but the answer is more elusive than you think, because I, of course, like to throw in some bullshit answers to throw you off the scent. Your job is simple. Give me the correct answer. Are you ready to play?
What the fuck? Yeah, let's do it.
We are.
Yes.
Then let's go. So this week, I want to know, what is a culchie? What is
A culture?
a culchie?
I know this.
Culchie.
I know this.
I called Rachel this last week.
See,
I hope.
here we go with the choices. Is it A drunken dance move invented in a Talact nightclub? Talact?
Tala.
Talact?
Tala.
Tala.
So, no, don't
Tala.
forget
Forget
the
the
T.
T. Forget the T.
Tala.
Yeah, Tala.
Is it a drunken dance move invented in a Tala, that's Irish, nightclub involving wellies and a pint glass balanced on your head? A culchie. Is it B, a type of full body wax for men that comes from an Irish tradition,
Oh dear God.
which is called a culchie crew cut, which basically means shave the lot?
Oh.
Culchie. Is it C, a term used across Ireland to describe someone from the countryside? A culchie. Or is it D, the Irish word for a mature lady's man?
Here we go.
Culchie.
Of course, you couldn't have
Show
left
us
it
your
out for
culture.
one fucking week. Well,
Isn't
I'll
it
let,
like- know
B,
this.
what
I'll let the
fact
boys
without
go
the
first
range?
because I know what it is.
So do I. I'll let Jake go first.
Oh.
You didn't know what it was.
Okay,
I called
alright,
you this
Jake.
the other week, and you asked me what it was. Let-
Are you for real?
Jake
We
go.
call people this all the time.
Oh, have
Okay.
we
We
call
talked
people this
about
all the time.
before?
I
Yes.
think, unless you're going to call people
I call her.
an Irish minge, I think I know what it is. I think isn't it the word that you use for someone that lives in the country?
So you're going to go with C,
Yeah,
a term used across Ireland to describe someone from the countryside.
yeah.
Well, let's see. James, what are you going for?
I think Rachel uses it as a word to describe waxing her minge. No, I'm joking. It's no, it's a.
Oh, where
Wax
did
in
you
the
call?
culchie.
When did you call me this? I don't recall.
We
Receipts?
were on a phone call and you said something, and I said, "Jesus, you sounded like a culture there."
I remember
Yeah,
now.
and you said, what does that mean?
All right.
Yeah, so it's
Because it said, well,
it's a Dublin term for anyone that lives outside of Dublin.
Well, excuse me a minute. I will tell you what it is.
It's
Are you going with A, B, C, or D?
C. Was it the farmer or somebody from the countryside?
You're going to go with a term used across Ireland to describe someone from the countryside. Okay, we will see. Rachel, what are you going for?
mine's exactly the same. Because
So
I knew
you're
what it
all
was.
going with C.
It's border control. This is border control.
Okay. So is it D, the Irish word for a mature lady's minge? Listeners, that's not the right answer. So if you went for D, unlucky. It is not
I wish it was.
a mature lady's minge. A Culchie. Is it B, a type of full body wax for men? Comes from an Irish tradition called the Culchie crew cut. It is not. I made that up. Why? Because I can. Is it A drunken dance move? It is not. You are all correct this week. It is C. It is a term used across Ireland to describe someone from the countryside.
Here we Culchie
So-
high.
That's right. So a Culchie is someone from rural Ireland, the kind of person who thinks a weekend in Limerick is a city break and considers traffic lights to be a form of government control. That's what a Culchie is. So if you've ever milked something that wasn't your job, if you have more dogs than teeth, or consider a funeral a good chance to socialise, you, my friend, are a Culchie. So where did it originate from? Where did the word Culchie originate from? Now, James, ever being James, likes to butt in and think he knows the answer to everything. Well, let's see if he's right. Well, one theory says that it comes from Kiltima. Kiltima? Kiltima?
I think it's
Kiltima.
I think it's Kiltima.
Kiltima.
Yeah.
You tried to do the accent there, Kiltima.
Kiltima.
One
Kiltima.
theory said it comes from Kiltima, Mayo, a town so quiet even the crows don't bother crowing. Another link is that it's linked to, these are all Irish words that I'm not good at. I'm so sorry, Irish listeners. Coilty? Coilta? Irish for woods?
Quilcha.
Quilcha. Another link it to
It
quilcha.
sounded like Welsh and Scottish there. I was like, Welcha.
Quilcha.
I'm saying
sleeps
nothing.
at night.
I love it.
I'm sitting back and enjoying this, Danny, because
I'm
I've had the piss
sorry.
taken out of me for my pronunciations, especially during my Irish lessons. I got shamed for.
So funny.
Well, let's cut from here. So you're going to leave this in, I know you are. Another links it to quilcha,
I love it.
Culchie, culture. What did you say it was?
Quilcha.
Culture.
Quilcha.
You've got Welsh again.
Another links it to
I love
quilcha. And quilcha is Irish for woods, which checks out actually because most Culchies are only semi-domesticated and thrive in damp conditions.
Moist.
I'm so sorry. Well, actually, more realistically, it was coined actually by a Dubliner after being served tea in a bucket during a visit west of the Shannon.
Tea in a bucket?
Get a
Isn't that just a
bucket
Sports
and a
Direct
mop.
mug?
My ma would love that. Tea in a bucket.
Yeah, during a visit west of the Shannon. So I'm presuming that's where Culchies reside. Anyway, so why would the word Culchie be used? Well, it's what city folk, mainly Dubliners, call anyone who pronounces 33 with a tree. How do you say 33, James?
I don't pronounce THs, but some cultures would, depending on where you're from. They pronounce THs.
You're a coach. I knew you were. Right. It's actually shorthand for wears a Gaelic Athletics Association jersey to a wedding.
Yes.
The good old GAA. It's shorthand for someone who thinks a flat white is an injured cow. It's someone who can reverse a trailer but can't spell Wi-Fi.
No way. Stop.
Danny, are you going to be allowed back into Ireland?
He's not going to be able to go outside of Dublin now.
He not be coming back here soon.
Listen, I used to always go to Bantry Bay, and if your Culchie's there, I love you. I'm a part-time Culchie.
You try to explain yourself and you go back there, and once they hear this, you're dead.
Look, basically, a Culchie is what happens when you raise someone on turnips, mass, and local gossip. That is a Culchie. Do you want to know a fun fact about Culchie?
I don't know whether I do.
Go on, Danny, tell us. I want to know.
Well, in the late 90s, Ireland actually held the Culchie Festival. So it was an event that confirmed every stereotype and added new ones. Events included parallel parking a tractor.
Is this the ploughing festival? No?
Culchie Festival.
Okay, right.
It's called the Culchie Festival.
Like, there's the farmer's bice and all.
Bice?
We have
Farmer's bice?
Bice?
What's a biche?
Well,
Bash,
I
I think
think
she's trying to
Bash?
say.
Oh.
in other words, Rachel, that is Culchie Festival. The other event that was included was the crowning of the Culchie King.
Oh.
And the prize was either a crate of Club Orange
Oh, lovely.
or a night out with a cousin, depending
Oh
on
my
the
god.
No.
Am I going to piss loads of people off with this?
I think you have.
I'm so sorry.
In for a
Well, that's
penny.
the Irish sisters gone.
In for a
Don't
penny,
like
Danny.
Take Me
In
Oh.
for a
Out.
pound. You might as well go all out.
It's like Take Me Out. The stream of red lights has gone.
I'm so sorry. Well, look, do we still use the word anymore?
Yes.
I think you already
Yes,
have.
we do. We do. But actually, Culchies have rebranded it and they've taken it as their own. So they've taken over Instagram, they've bought half of Dublin, and they now call themselves Rural Entrepreneurs. That is a Culchie. See,
Farmer.
it's
Farmer,
good.
how about?
It has good
Sheep
meaning
herders,
to
how
it.
about?
However, calling someone a Culchie in 2025, and I should have read this before so that I knew, might result in a strongly worded WhatsApp message from a cousin who will still pull the head off you at the next christening. I'm in trouble. I'm sorry.
Pull the head off you. Do you say that, James? Or what do you
Yeah,
say?
I'd say pull the head off you or reef the head off you.
Reef.
Or dance all
Reef
over you.
Reef?
Like that. Reef. Like,
Oh,
to
I've
reef
heard of that.
something.
I've heard of dance.
Yeah, dance all over you.
Like, grab you by the roots, I'll grip you by the roots.
Yeah,
no,
I
I'm
think
in trouble.
it was Culchie was I think it was termed or coined in Dublin because people from Dublin tend to say anyone outside of Dublin is a Culchie, but then theirs come back to us is they call us Jackins.
That's right.
What the
which
hell's
is
that?
coming up.
Oh, sorry.
So, yes, the word Culchie is alive and well. It's still kicking. It's just that now it's self-inflicted. If someone says, sure, I'm only a Culchie, what they mean is, yes, I brought sandwiches to the nightclub and I do it again.
That's not a bad idea.
But listen, so the next time that someone calls you a Culchie, thank them for it. Because you've got common sense, you've got a clean conscience, and you also have the ability to unblock a toilet with a coat hanger. Can a Jackeen say the same?
Yep.
Yes, Jackeens. What are they, James?
That's the Culchie term for anyone from Dublin.
There you go.
Frig
So
that.
Culchie. There we go. That's what a Culchie is.
Well, suppose we're city slickers. We
Someone-
can call it city slickers. And then Culchies. Oh, the Culchies from the country.
Yeah, what would we call them in England? Country bumpkins, or
Yeah.
something, wouldn't we?
Country
Jesus,
bumpkins.
that sounds so
Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not
Country
even a
bumpkins, love.
country
You're right,
bumpkin.
love.
Oh, they're not from the city. They're country bumpkins.
Yeah.
But do they
I
talk?
don't think it's a bad word.
Do they
No.
speak different? Like, does their dialect different? Or
Well,
like,
they kind of talk like
Bristolian.
that. They got like a country voice like that. Hello, my lover. All right.
I love it. I love it.
Listen, I love Dublin. I love the city, but I also love the country. Like I said, I used to go to the south of Ireland and stay in Bantry Bay every year
Oh.
with my friend Elliot.
That's great, Danny. I hope you enjoyed it because they're never letting you back.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm sorry.
Will the country love you?
I'm sorry.
You've
I just
burnt your
tried to make
bridges.
it, fun.
I never
Take your way
heard.
to that one.
I never heard of that festival you were talking about, the Culchie Festival. But there is every year a ploughing festival where all like people from down the country go, and it's literally a festival about ploughing.
I think, in other words, James, it's the Culchie Festival.
Okay.
Do you know
We've
what?
got.
I've got a confession to make about ploughing.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Drop it.
You used,
Here's the
you
Culchie.
used to go out ploughing with his pet
I may
duck.
have, I may have taken part in a ploughing fest, like when it was happening. Yeah.
Jake, you sound so. Oh,
He's wearing his JAA jersey as well. Look at him.
well, we're not at a wedding, so he can wear all he likes.
Yeah.
Zip it.
Can you parallel park a tractor, Jake?
I can hardly parallel park a car, and and you've both witnessed it.
I love it.
True.
I think actually at one point
We
James
all
got that
witnessed
frustrated.
We
He was
all
like, "I'll do
witnessed
it."
Yeah, he hasn't got much experience
We all
with a
witnessed it.
plough, but he's had a night or two with a hoe.
Oh,
So
I'll
there
ask you
you
for that.
have it. Culchie. It's someone from rural Ireland, and I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you all again soon.
Oh, stop your arse licking.
For another.
What the fuck?
So do you know the way you all have your little twist on the quiz?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have decided to give my little twist on the quiz.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay. So this is Welcome to Riddle Me Rachel.
Riddle me, Rachel.
Rachel.
Riddle Me Rachel.
Rachel's
Have
riddles.
you got a jingle?
I don't have a jingle and I'm not that friggin' fancy like you. lot, but-
Rachel's pendulous riddle.
No, not pendulous. Christ, the night and the morrow. So, are you going to let me speak?
Yes.
Anyway.
yes.
So, welcome to Riddle Me Rachel, where brain teasers get a twist of fun. Get ready to challenge your mind, think outside the box, and maybe even laugh along the way. Whether you're a riddle rookie or a puzzle pro, Rachel's riddles
Ooh.
are here to stomp and surprise you. Are you ready to riddle?
I just keep
Ready.
I just keep hearing Rachel's riddled.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
Rachel's
I-
riddled.
I do have another surprise up my sleeve for a quiz, but this is my riddle segment, okay?
Your riddled sleeve.
Okay.
So I'm going to go. What did you say?
Your riddled sleeve.
You're going to lose points already. You'll be on -1
Oh, go
if you
on.
keep it up. So I'll go easy on you this week since it's the first week. And yeah, sometimes my quizzes not are hard. But anyway, let's hear your buzzers. Let's go for Danny first.
Here's mine.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
We'll be saying that after this.
Thanks a lot, Rachel. All right, and Jake, let's hear yours.
There's mine.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
And lastly but not least, James, let's hear yours.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
What is that?
Oh, you've got to see it. I love
Oh,
that.
good
Yeah.
God, right. You still need to share. You still need to share and tell all the listeners
Taste
what
the
that is. Tell us.
biscuit.
What is it? Is it an advert or something?
No, it's just
No, it's just it's an old woman
like
singing
trend.
in a band.
Yeah.
She's made up
in like
song
a shopping
about
centre with her
tasting the
husband on a
biscuit.
keyboard.
Right, okay. I haven't a clue. Anyway, are you ready to riddle?
Let's get
Ready for
riddled.
them riddles.
I'm ready to get riddled, yeah.
Riddle number 1. What has 4 legs but can't walk?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
Taste the biscuit.
Jake?
There's multiple
Is
answers
it a
to this.
table?
No, it's not, Jake. Sorry. But you were very
Thanks
close.
a lot,
I
Rachel.
was the next.
No, I did.
I was after
No,
Jake.
you didn't. No, I think it was Danny.
It was Danny. That's right, Rachel.
Okay, Danny,
Is
that's you.
it a chair?
It is a chair.
Yes.
Well done.
Thanks, Rachel.
See, I told you they were easy.
What's the explanation? Just out of curiosity.
Shut up, Jake.
What do you mean?
I'm just wanting to know the reasoning behind the answer. That's all.
You
Well,
sit
some
on
tables have more than 4 legs.
Do
it.
they?
I do
Yeah.
have I do have clues.
Some
Okay.
have 6 legs.
So,
Some
if you
have
need a
one.
clue, please let me know if you don't get it. But that's because these are easy. Riddle number 2. What has a face and hands but no arms?
Taste the
Or
biscuit.
legs?
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
Who was
That
that?
was me.
I think that was James.
That's the start of my buzzer.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
clock.
That was James. Yes, correct.
Damn it.
So that's 1-each to Danny. 1-each to Danny and James. Riddle number 3. What can you catch but not throw?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
Jake?
Is it a cold?
Yes, well done.
What was it?
A cold.
What can you catch?
What can you catch but not throw?
I was going to say feelings.
Okay. I was going to say a yawn.
What were you going to say?
A yawn.
Sorry. You can't catch it. Oh, you will.
Can
Get where
catch a yawn.
I get where you're coming from. Yawning is contagious.
If I
but-
yawn, you'll all yawn.
But it's not the right answer. So that's one point for each of you. So let's see who's going to win. 2 more riddles to go. Riddle number 4. What gets wetter the more it dries?
Taste
hi,
the
Mark.
biscuit.
Oh, hi, Mark. That was Jake.
Are you serious?
I
Oh,
know what it is.
Was it?
Is it
It
a
wasn't.
towel?
It is a towel.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, was that James?
no, it was me. Oh, you're
Was that?
listening for Taste the Biscuit. This is the start of my buzzer. That's the start of my buzzer.
Yeah, I know. Right, I'll just take you.
Fucking always
Right,
getting
well,
shafted.
Right.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I'm just going to have to go with this. So it's Jake that answered there. A towel, yes, that is the correct answer.
A tile?
A towel.
A tile hanging out the mirror.
Tile?
A Towel.
Oh, a
A towel.
towel.
A towel.
Yeah, it's hanging beside
Tile.
the mirror.
A tile?
A towel.
Towel.
What's a towel? A towel.
Towel.
A towel. Keep it up and I'll take your points off you, so stop mocking me, okay?
Oh,
Right, so.
I'm enjoying not taking the heat this week. It's fine.
Yeah.
Shut up, Jake.
And last but not least, riddle number 5. Fingers on buzzers.
Thanks a
What?
lot, Rachel.
Danny, that's you out. That's you out. I'm sorry. That's you finished this evening. No, I'm sorry.
No!
You're messing around. I've had enough. Can't be coping. No, I'm just joking. Right.
All right.
So, what goes up but never comes down?
Oh, hi,
Taste the
Mark.
biscuit.
Jake?
I'm going. I am going.
It was Jake. That was Jake.
It actually was Jake.
I've got memory block. I was going to say trousers.
No, you're out. Now, James.
Right, James, go.
I got it right now after this.
Right, go.
Is it hot air? Well, it technically is right. That's right.
You're full of it.
Right, can you repeat it for me, please?
Okay, so, and I'll give you another chance to get it if you want the clue, but not yet until Danny answers first,
Yes.
okay? So, what goes up but never comes down?
What goes up but never comes down? A nun's knickers.
If this is right,
I'm sorry,
Hot
Danny,
air.
it's not.
Hot air is right though,
not
because hot
hot
air
air.
rises, cold air falls.
No, this is the riddle,
Right.
and this is what it is. It's
Taste the
riddle me, Rachel.
I just buzzed.
No, are you going to listen? Do you want the clue?
Okay, one done.
No, he's
Do
buzzed
yous-
in.
it's
Do you
buzzed in.
all? No, hold on a minute. Do you all want the clue, and then you can all buzz in?
Yes.
Go for it.
Go on then, we'll have a clue.
So I'll give you the question, I'll give you the riddle, and then I'll give you the clue, and then you can buzz in. And if you jump in too first, that's it. Okay. So
Yes.
what goes up but never comes down? And the clue is you celebrate it every year with candles.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
Jake.
Age.
Oh.
Yes, that is correct.
Ah.
It is your age.
You can taste my air biscuit.
Well, actually, that's not true because mine does actually go because I'm only 38.
Oh, yeah. So you keep saying every episode and every birthday you're 38. Isn't that right?
The shade.
Well, I've done 38 more episodes than you have.
Nasty little girl. Nasty. Keep it up and I'll take your points off you. Anyway.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
Well done, Jake. You are the winner of Riddle Me, Rachel.
Well done, Jake.
Have I officially been riddled?
You've officially been riddled.
You are
Well done. The first one to be riddled.
By Rachel.
No, not by me.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. It's that time again for confessionals. If you have any stories you'd like to send in to us anonymously, you can DM us on Instagram at podcast.meetinthemiddle, or you could email me directly at james@meetinthemiddlepod.com. That's james@meetinthemiddlepod.com. And you could hear your story like this one. Last week, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it's just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salad and seemed to really be hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed jokes, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon, she brought out the main course, a nice big juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into the steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked the steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steaks. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on the hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating this steak. Claim veganism? No, I already find great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself from the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of the third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared in my head. I knew I had to be decisive. Realizing that she could return at any moment, I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand and gently shook the juice off and executed a perfectly thrown shot right through the center of the open window. Here's the big fuck up. The window wasn't open. It was the cleanest.
Oh my God.
It was the cleanest freaking steak. It was the cleanest freaking window that I've ever seen in my life. That is until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. The look slowly morphed into one of those "there's no place on this planet you can hide from me" expressions of demonic anger. My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on the window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill and bloody trail, my empty plate, and gave me the inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but it was probably 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm sorry, I'm such a klutz, I don't know, I was just sitting, it slipped. I'm at my wife, ask her, I'm a klutz, right honey? No help coming from that direction. I'll clean it up, I can't believe this, I'm so sorry, etc, etc. Both women continued to stare at me like I had escaped from a loony bin as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin, dusted off the steak, and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned back to my seat and proceeded to eat with every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy bloody raw steak. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife only had 2 words for me on the drive home. I'm fine.
Oh,
Imagine.
no. I thought it was going to be you're dead.
Do you know what, though? It's a good job it wasn't well done, because that window would have smashed.
Well, it was well done. He
It
wouldn't
could
have
have been
thrown it
complete
out.
opposite.
Exactly.
Well, that's true. But it could have
I
been
would've-
over well done.
I would have said there was a spider on it or something and been like, I've got a huge arachnophobia. There was a spider on it. I had to just fling it off. I'm so sorry.
I would have just told them, yeah, it's undercooked. You mind throwing it in for another 2 minutes? Like, it's not even her cooking.
Yeah.
She
That's what I
had a
would've
helper.
Actually, that's true.
That's what I would have done. You could not just
There's
say here,
nothing-
like,
Yeah.
throw that under, would you?
Yeah, there's nothing rude with that.
No,
Just
like,
saying, I'm so
just-
sorry. Can I have it on for a
But
bit?
steaks are all different. Like, if they came well done and they wanted it medium, you can't undo it. So, you know, they all come like medium or rare. So, unless you
Why isn't-
specify.
Isn't steak tartare meant to be like really undercooked? So that might be what was
It's
on the
completely
menu.
raw.
Yeah.
No, but he's saying his wife
Yeah.
had a lovely medium rare one. It was just his.
So maybe they got
No.
mixed up.
Maybe. I don't know.
Could have just swapped them. Been like, honey, do you want this one? And I'll have that
Yeah.
Mine's still mooing, love. Do you want it?
Like, I need resuscitated, he was saying.
one. My ex-husband used to like it really rare. Like,
Ooh.
No, medium. Has to be
Medium rare for me.
Yeah, medium rare for me too.
No.
no, medium for me.
Get the juices flowing on it. Take and soak your chips in it.
Right,
Oh.
we've got time.
What's wrong with you?
We've got time for one more. Do you want to hear it?
Everything.
Yes, that's it.
This one was titled "I Fucked a Coconut."
Oh,
Oh, James.
This didn't happen to me today, but quite a few years back, and for obvious reasons, I would like to remain anonymous. Anyway, around 8 years ago, I was living in northern Mozambique, a coastal southern African country with quite a warm climate. My mother at the time was going through a health nut phase and was only buying food that she deemed healthy enough. One of these was a coconut. She would buy several coconuts a week to use in food from the local market. Anyway, being a horny teenager, I fapped in regular intervals. Unfortunately, there
No.
was some severely stressful examinations coming up for me, and as such, my fapping reached a higher peak than usual, and I was feeling pretty sexually frustrated. One day, I hear that my mother is going out for pretty much the entire afternoon. Horny me decides that it would be a fantastic idea to fuck a coconut. Honestly, to this day, I cannot fathom why I thought this would be a good idea, but my train of thought back then was clearly somewhat clogged. I end up grabbing the coconut drill, and through 20-ish minutes of concentrated effort, end up creating a large hole enough for me to stick my porker into. I decided it requires some lube, and I grabbed the nearest slippy thing, some butter. Before shoving it into the coconut, followed shortly by my meat. I fucked the coconut, and it actually feels pretty damn good, so I blow my load. Shove the coconut back under my
Oh
bed
my God.
and continue about my day. For the next week, the
What?
coconut is my savior. Whenever I want to get off, I simply take it out and fuck it, and it's delightfully tight hole made better each time by accumulating volumes of semen and butter, acting as a lubricant. It's heaven. Now, before I continue, I'd best mention that at the time, our area was experiencing a quite humid, muggy weather, which exasperated an already existing fly problem. Disgustingly fat, bloated flies were commonly found around the house, and the exterminators couldn't really do anything because it was a localized area problem that would go away in the winter, we were told. Before a week and a bit after the initial coconut fuck, I had been using it pretty much every day since then. I began to notice a few more flies than usual, and thought that was odd, unpleasant, and it was probably because of the smell in my room. Must be the coconut, right? So I decided that I'll fuck it once more before I throw it out and get a new one. Worst mistake I've ever made. You see, the reason for the increased number of flies that were in the coconut was evidently, in hindsight, a nearly perfect place to lay eggs. As I penetrate the coconut one last time, I begin to feel a strange, ringly sensation.
Oh no!
Pause
No.
it.
What happened?
I pull my meat out and discover that it is covered in rotted and moldy butter and semen and teeming with tiny little maggots. They were wriggling all over my meat head, and some were even trying to force their way into my urethra. I screamed and threw the coconut against the wall, which made the situation worse by spilling the contents. Hours of vigorous
Spilling the cocoa nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Everywhere.
Hours of vigorous cock scrubbing, vomiting, and cleaning up the remnants were spent reflecting on what the fuck I was doing with my life. Never again. That is
The smell of that.
disgusting.
Why
that
would
was
you?
rough.
After doing it once, just get a fresh coconut. Like if that's what you're into, get a fresh coconut.
Like the images of the maggots trying to make its way down the urethra.
Oh,
I'm
don't
just
stop
thinking of
it.
all of that milky nut.
Milky,
Inside.
buttery, coffee, creamy, coconut.
You know what? I was hoping it wouldn't go along the lines of the mum was going, "Oh, I've lost a coconut. Have you seen it? Oh, I found it. We've got it
Yeah,
for dinner
starts
for later."
drinking
That's
it,
what
yeah.
I thought.
Oh,
I was
my
like, you would do
God.
like a coconut milk, and I was thinking, you do not want that milk.
No.
What is it with people using coconut products for sexual pleasure? We had
Coconut
the
oil?
coconut
Anything like
butter
that.
oil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why can't you just wank into a sock? Jesus. Like, you don't need to use...
It's maggot free.
It's bloody American Pie that has to blame
Yeah.
for that.
Definitely. That had a
Yeah.
big part to it.
Like, why would you want to fuck food?
Just eat it.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And just
We'll leave
wank
it at
into a
that.
sock or a tissue or something, or your hand, or in the
I'd be having
toilet.
nightmares
I don't
of
know.
maggots for years.
Oh. It's making me cross my legs just thinking about it.
Oh.
Oh, I wonder if he got the nickname. It's called Maggot Dick.
Oh,
Maybe he hasn't told anyone.
probably not.
Well, he's told us now.
Can you imagine that smell?
Oh, no.
Oh,
butter
See,
as
whenever
well.
you said northern, I was like, "Where's this going? Northern?" I was told you were going to say Northern Ireland. I was like,
you're,
"What?"
You're a bit wet, Mozambique.
I don't know. See, where do we get coconuts here?
Also,
Why
have
they
you seen
wanna
the
be
price
anonymous.
of coconuts?
Yeah, I know.
Not cheap, like.
Yeah. No.
Well, that's it for That's it for this week. No, edit that out.
Bird this week, don't leave it in.
Well,
Never look at a coconut the same way.
Well, that's it for this week. We haven't got time for any more, but please, if you have any, send them in to us. Comment below if you have any related stories to this on this episode. And until next week, we'll see you again. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, there's plenty more where that came from.
So hit subscribe and don't miss the next Unhinged Confessional.
And hit that bell icon and turn on notifications. Trust me, next week's episode is wild.
You still here? Click that video already. You know you want to.